Welcome to Nucleona Studios. My name is Andrew, and today we're continuing with Vue Extreme 10. This is the Personal Learning Edition, and you can get yourself a copy of the free Personal Learning Edition on Vue's website, located in the link just below this video. Now, in our last video, we created incredibly detailed rocks using hypertextures, spheres, and blobs. And today we're going to pick up right where we left off and start creating a project scene where we're going to create incredibly detailed scenery. And we're going to use and employ some of the most advanced and some of the most basic features within Vue to do so. I am going to begin working with Vue a little bit different than I have in the past, and how I mean is I'm going to start creating these videos in 10-minute intervals. So right now we're at about 1 minute, and I'm going to just keep them 10 minutes long. And the reason for that is bite-sized pieces are much more effective for people to be able to sift through and find exactly what they're trying to learn. And so in our first video today, we're going to work with the atmosphere for our scene. So let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and create a new scene and just go with the default scene. And at any time you need to, you may have missed something, just pause the video, because I will go through a lot of this quite quickly. Right? So we're going to right click, we're going to load a new atmosphere. And then we're going to click on this, left click on this. And we're going to come in here, and we are going to change the pitch to, 15, and we're going to change the azimuth to 343, put the sun in the sky. We're going to increase the size of the corona. We can keep the sun size. Actually, you know what? We're going to increase the size of the sun and keep the corona the same size. We're then going to go and select global radiosity. We're going to change the overall skylight color to a darker blue. I'm going to change the ambient color to a warmish color, something more like an orange or a red. And I'm going to make the majority of the sunlight from the the light balance from the sun, and the ambient light completely from the sky. And the reason why, of course, is because ambient light comes from the sky in real life. Unless you live in a city, then the ambient light comes from other lights. And in that situation where you have other lights in your scene, you're going to want to use the uniform option. But because we're in an outdoor setting, and we're in a setting that is that the only light is the sun. Then you want to select ambient light from the sky, because that is giving you all your ambient light from what the sun is bouncing off of the sky or the dome over your scene. Okay, and so the reason why I changed the sky overlight color is because the sky is blue, and it's a darker blue at night, and we're in the evening, and this is an evening scene that I'm setting up. So I've made the skylight color the color of the sky in the evening. When your sky color is light, it contributes to the brightness in your scene, generally for the most part. And when it's dark, it actually detracts from the amount of light added to your scene. So that's a good thing to note. And just set that to 0. Now, shadow smoothing, we can just keep it 33. The dome lighting gain, we're not going to bother worrying about that right now. I like to keep it at 0. All right, let's work with some things here. Now, first thing you want to work with is the decay. The decay is as your light hits the earth, it changes, it decays. And when it decays, it also is, as it penetrates the atmosphere, it takes on the colors of oxygen, nitrogen. It reflects off of these and creates atmospheric colors. And so the general median, or the average color in the sky, is a yellowish color, and it actually is a little more orange than that, though. But that's okay. And in the evening time, that decay will modify as well. I'd like to point out that, and I've pointed this out in the past, that as you modify settings in skylight or sky, fog, and haze, this will change, and it's good to just go back in and modify that to what you want it to be. Again, one of the best ways to do that, is to have a preset that you just save and click on that preset and load it back in. Keep your sky color the same as it is. Otherwise, you're kind of working against Vue. The reason why Vue has that is for amateurs who come in and want to use Vue. That is a great feature, but it's good to bypass that feature when you know a little bit more about what you're doing. Okay, so we're gonna lower the sky altitude to about 4.6. And go with about 50% here. Actually, 60%. You know what? Let's keep it up high. Let's go 8. And we're going to change the haze to the actual color of haze, which is like a purplish pink. Haze is pollution in the atmosphere. Okay, very important to note that haze is pollution and pollutants. And so the color of haze is generally, for the most part, well, the way haze works is light passes through haze, and haze is dust. It's pollution. It's chemicals. It's dirt, smoke, different pollutants in the air. And haze is usually translucent or semi-transparent. And so what happens is the light passes through, but it doesn't completely pass through. And as it passes through, it refracts, creating a different color, taking on the color of the actual pollutants in the air. And so that's what you're seeing here. The light is refracting, and because it's at a low level, we're actually able to see that on the horizon. And that haze is a brownish color or a purplish color in real life. Okay, and haze, so to actually lower the percentage. You'll also notice that here you can see the haze is at about 1.5 kilometers or 1 kilometer. I'm actually going to boost that up to about 1.5, sorry. All right, you can see the haze decays from the ground to the sky at about 1.5 kilometers. Okay. Now, we also have decay mean altitude. And what the decay mean altitude, of course, is when the sunlight decays. And so we will decay the sunlight at about 2 kilometers. Maybe 3, actually. And we're going to increase that percentage way up there. Perfect. And then we're going to increase the corona size because I want some of the orange on the sun to be visible. But I am going to decrease the sun size. And you'll notice now that the haze is a little too intense. That's okay, we'll fix that in a second. Alright, that's an almost perfect scene. Almost what I'm looking for. That looks too sci-fi. Right about there, I think is what we want. Nope. Right about there. Perfect. Just a little darker. Nope. Later. Not bad. Not great, not terrible. So we're going to bring down the aerial perspective to a 1. That's just... well, I'm not going to get into details of that, but that when you start working with mountains that are really far away, they'll blur, and the haze will occlude them more. Quality boost, I'm going to zero that out. You can actually leave that at -1. It'll increase performance on your computer until your final render. Increase the glow intensity here. Whoops. Great. It's quite what I'm looking for. Excellent. Alright, so we've gone ahead and created our atmosphere. In the next video, we're going to begin creating our terrain.